wonderful. Because I'm going to get signs and stuff out of my car, which is right over there. Yeah, I do.
Look at you, I love this. And I love the bunny. Awesome. The Unitarian Society too.
I know, but we wanted to be.
Folks with signs and things, we could, go on come closer to the stairs. We don't want to block the sidewalk. I'm going to go get a box of signs right over here. Well, hi. I'll just start by saying we can't block the sidewalk, so folks, come forward. Away from the curb. Yeah, let's not block the sidewalk. We're going to leave a space here, either side if we could. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyone a bumper sticker? Not in the middle, please. We're here today. Well, March 1st. So, is everybody in the crowd voting for Bernie on March 1st? Great. So if we have people passing by, I've got some literature around that we can hand people if they're interested or if they're undecided. Woo! We have some people here today who would like to say a few words to the crowd. Yay! Northampton Ward 6 City Councilor Marianne LaBarge. Marianne, will you come up and say a few words?
You go, Marianne.
Here I go.
Go, Marianne.
Good afternoon, everybody, and what an honor it is to be here to speak about Bernie Sanders, our next president. He will be our next president. I had a neighbor come over to my house a couple of days ago and showed me a brochure that they received in the mail. And I said to her, because she was undecided on who she was going to support. And her and I sat down and had a lengthy talk. And I said, everything on this brochure is what Bernie Sanders is all about. And I don't know, and I think many people here in the city of Northampton received it. And he talks about what he's all about in the corrupt campaign finance system. That is a must. Protect and expand Social Security benefits. That is a must. We need to look at the top 100 CEOs have more wealth for retirement than 116 million Americans combined. No way. Fight climate change by phasing out fossil fuels. True universal coverage with Medicare for all. For all. Bernie is proud to be endorsed by the National Nurses United. They are number one. All our nurses in the state of Massachusetts work tirelessly, and are fighting for good causes, and they have supported Bernie Sanders. If we look at pay equity for women and higher minimum wage, we have been very, very, very vocal. All of us women have a strong, strong voice. And we are asking that any person who works, all Americans who work 40 hours a week should not have to live in poverty. Nobody should have to. We must raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. And we need stronger federal laws to ensure women receive equal pay as men who do the same job. As more voters get to know Bernie Sanders, his support is rising. And we see that by the polls in every state in our country. What is happening? There is a huge movement. Another win for backers of Bernie Sanders. The AFL-CIO has decided to remain neutral in the Democratic primary. Another win here in our hometown. The Daily Hampshire Gazette has endorsed Bernie Sanders. And all of us supporters thank the Gazette for making the right decision. Massachusetts and other states involved. Super Tuesday, March 1st, has a critical vote ahead, and we need to take this serious. As Bernie has stated in his campaign, it's about you, all of you, because it is us who will make America strong. I am asking that everyone look at the future of who will be our next president. Get out and vote for Bernie Sanders, president, on March 1st, Tuesday. Let's stand together and plan with Bernie Sanders for a fundamental change, a right change, and in the right direction. Stand together, have a strong voice, and make this happen. Vote the right way. Bernie Sanders, March 1st.
Bernie, 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 Bernie.
We have Francis Crowe with us, everybody.
Well, it is indeed an honor to be here today in Northampton with the supporters of Bernie Sanders. It is really a wonderful day when we come to this point in our history, I think. I also feel that to know is not enough. We have to act. I think if each of us talk to our neighbors, our friends, or whoever we come in contact with to say, have you voted? To be sure that they get to the polls on Tuesday. That is the important thing. And Bernie gives us so much hope, I think, when we know that we're living in very troubling times and that the solutions are not going to be simple. But I think he has the right attitude and he can mobilize the people to act, to bring about the changes. And it won't be just more of the same that we know, is nice, but a lot of people in the world, all over the world, are suffering as a result of our wars that we don't need, and that we all can do many things to change the way we're living so that we don't need these wars. And I think Bernie is on the right track. And so I look forward to the new world with Bernie as president.
Francis, how long have you been an activist?
I think since about, in this area, since about 1968, but I've really been an activist since Hiroshima. That woke me up.
Frances, do you remember any other candidate like Bernie Sanders who's come this far?
No, I do not. You know, we all work for McCarthy and McGovern, but Bernie has the energy and the vision and the history. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, is Joel Spiro here?
Thank you. Well, it's very nice to be asked to say a few words, but wonderful things have been said already. But on the practical side, and it's been said, but I think it is so important that Bernie wins in Massachusetts. This is a critical state from a practical point of view. And so we really have to turn everybody out in Northampton and in the area. And so we have an office now, you heard the address, and over on King Street. So anybody that wants to go to phone banks, I mean, you look it up and see where it is, and you can go to phone banks and you can canvass, and there'll be other things, visibility at the bridge. It's wonderful to go to the bridge and hold up signs, because in all the years, I've been doing this for about 15 years, I've never heard more toots. They're more honk, honk, honk. It is really exciting. And finally, the most important thing you can do is to make sure family, friends, colleagues, you name it, anybody you know, see if you can get them to vote for Bernie and make sure they're there on Tuesday voting for him, because this is like one of the most important votes in your life. So that's what I just like to convey. Thank you, sir. Last word, we need a paradigm change in our politics. That's what it's all about.
So I just want to read a little quote here from someone who I asked to come and speak today, but he's not going to be able to join us. Dan Bullen, he's written a book about Shays Rebellion, and he's a lecturer. And so this is a little quote that I'm going to read that he sent along. So, Bernie Sanders is the candidate who sees both the problems and the possibilities for people to take care of each other. He has the integrity to be a leader who brings out the best in people. I don't just think Bernie Sanders will bring back taxes that are hidden offshore. I think Bernie Sanders will get all of us to see that citizenship is a tax we could all pay a little more of. Yeah. Whether that's contributing to his campaign, participating in it, or working in our communities and bringing people together. That's from Dan Vazquez. Are there any folks here who are leaning Bernie or undecided? I'm just curious. You never know. But I think here's a great point to share with your friends in the coming days, because we're all voting on Tuesdays. So I want to say one of the things that I share with people when I'm canvassing, if I reach an undecided voter or someone, Bernie Sanders beats all of the Republican candidates, every one of them, by a wider margin than Hillary Clinton. A lot of you know this, but not everybody does. Let your friends and family know that Bernie is the candidate who can, be elected in November, and that's what we need. Is there anyone else? Bernie! 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 Bernie!
We have a really nice Japanese crew here who's filming, and they want to hear from students who are interested in Bernie Sanders, who support Bernie Sanders. I see there are a lot of people with students for Bernie signs. Does anybody feel inspired? Let the spirit move you to say a little something?
I think that this is the most exciting candidate. Sorry. Bernie Sanders is the most exciting candidate that I've ever seen make this far on the national scene, who actually has a chance to win. To hear someone speak honestly and openly about the corruption in our campaign system, in the financial world, and domestic and abroad is. This is the most exciting thing I've ever seen. So I think this is the most important vote I've had in my lifetime. So I think this is the most important election. The primary is the most important election and then going up to the presidential election.
I just want to say that Bernie Sanders is my dream candidate, and I couldn't pick a better person if I created one in my head. We came from Connecticut, and I just want to remind you guys that after Super Tuesday, to continue what you're doing and come down to Connecticut, etc. Because
April 26th, I think, is your primary.
April 26th, yes, that's also Maryland, Delaware, etc. So whatever you can do, do it. I've never once been inspired. I've voted for Obama twice, but nobody ever has inspired me like Bernie, and I'm sure you all feel the same. And this is probably our only hope, so let's make it happen. I don't see it happening again, so keep it coming, and I love you guys.
What I like about Bernie, what's great about Bernie, is he is consistent. He has stuck by his message for decades now. He continues to stick by his message on the campaign, and he's gotten things done. Look at Burlington. Look at the Senate. Look what he's managed to accomplish. Look what he's accomplished with this entire campaign. This shows you that we are ready for a political revolution beyond Super Tuesday, beyond the primaries. We are ready to step into a new era of American politics.
So we have a gentleman here who'd like to say something.
He's right there, a veteran.
Hi everyone, I'm John Parody. I'm a local veteran here in Northampton. Steve Connor, our veteran service officer. David Felty with Homeward Vets. I gotta tell you, I'm a lifelong Democrat. Remember the day when I was 18 when I went registered to vote. And I've never been more inspired by a candidate than I am with Senator Sanders. I've had the privilege and honor to meet Senator Sanders once in Washington and twice up here in Massachusetts. He is genuine. He speaks with conviction. He tells the truth. So I tell you what, with Bernie Sanders on veteran issues, he's a former chairman of the Senate Veterans Services Committee. He gets it. He understands it. And, if our country's going to send men and women to war, the least we can do is take care of them when they come back home. Bernie Sanders is going to take care of us. He's going to take care of all of us that are in need. So, hey, time is ticking. We only have a couple of weekends. We got a weekend here. Take advantage of the time, do what's right, get the vote out, and let's get Bernie Sanders in office as president and our commander-in-chief.
Just a really quick thing. Somebody shouted from one of the cars that socialism sucks, which is kind of funny. And I don't know if any of you have seen the Michael Moore movie, Where to Invade Next. But it's all about how socialism doesn't suck. And people have been saying that Bernie Sanders' policies are pie in the sky, that his economics are pie in the sky. And the fact of the matter is they're just European pies. And they make really nice pies in Europe. So, as well-traveled as our friend probably was who said that socialism sucks, I hope the rest of you have a chance to explore the world a little bit and discover, and I'm sure you probably have, that it actually doesn't. So thank you. Just wanted to say that.
If you can't canvass their phone bank, if you don't have the ability time-wise, if you're not able to, it's still valuable to have a community voice and to be showing the civility that Bernie shows. Of course, let people know we value listening to you. This is what I think. And to refrain from name-calling, even if there are justified concerns about the opponent, we just need to show everybody that I want to be like Bernie. I want to be the kind of guy that he is.
Bernie Sanders is the only anti-death penalty candidate on the ballot. Thank you.
Hi, this is on a slightly lighter note. Singles for Bernie. It's not about dating Bernie.
So I just wanted to say a word about seniors for Bernie. And we have to remember that he's our greatest hope.
Hey guys, how you doing? Feel the burn. My name's
Chris. I came here from Connecticut today. It's my first time actually even participating in the political process. And I have to tell you, the support I've seen from you people here is just incredible. I wish he was here right now to see all the enthusiasm that all of you have today. At the phone banks earlier, I've been out canvassing, talking to people about minimum wage, talking to people about right to life, talking to people about an ability to make America the place where we all want to help each other out. We don't have to make it great again, it's already great. We just have to help each other out. And for the guy who honked on the street, I want to let you know, and he said, I hate socialism. Well, I hope he gets off the road that socialism I hope he doesn't go, I hope his house doesn't burn down tonight and call a socialist fire department. And I hope that at the end of the day, he looks at himself and realizes helping other people out is not a bad thing to do. That's all we need. Thank you so much. Feel the burn!
Young man from a union, his union has endorsed Bernie.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Gonzalez, and I'm a proud union member. Our union, representing 700,000 working families, decided to endorse Bernie Sanders. And as a proud union member, I think that Bernie Sanders really represents the unions, as opposed to Hillary Clinton, who in other terms, has taken billions of dollars from the corporate sector, from hedge fund billionaires who, in fact, again, we're talking about campaign finance reform. And when this topic comes up, that reminds me of Bernie Sanders, who in fact stands with the unions, stands with working families, and I'm proud that he has decided to stand with the unions.
We have a song. We're going to end with a song. How does that sound? All right.
So, my name's Yassel, and I think that we need to have more singing in this campaign. If anybody remembers Joe Hill, Pete Seeger, people who sang for truth and justice and peace. So we're going to sing for Bernie. Britt here is holding the chorus to the words to the chorus, and I hope you will all sing along. And when you leave here, you can get all the lyrics by going to YouTube and looking up "You Can't Buy Bernie." Sometimes it seems that every politician is just a corporate shill, accepting money from the billionaire class who'll bend him or her to their will. Now, if you think that they're all like that, you wouldn't be far from wrong. But I'll tell you about an honest candidate for president if you'll listen to my song. Well, he doesn't take money from super PACs, and he doesn't take money from corporate hacks, so he's the only one who'd make the 1% pay their fair share of tax. Here we go. Oh, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you cannot buy an honest guy. Bernie's not for sale. Bernie won't take money from the insurance industry, so he can fight for Medicare for all, including you and me. Bernie won't take money from the drug companies, so he can fight against drug price hikes that'll bring us to our knees. And Bernie won't take money from those big Wall Street banks. So when they say we'll help you draft deregulation legislation, Bernie can just say, no thanks. Oh, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you cannot buy an honest guy. Bernie's not for sale. Bernie won't take money from Exxon or Shell, so he can tell them, no, you can't drill that deep water oil well. Bernie won't take money from those who sell fossil fuels, so he doesn't have to placate climate change denying fools. Bernie won't take money from Charles and David Koch. So Bernie's not afraid to wade into the fight to help unions and working folk. Oh, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you cannot buy an honest guy. Bernie's not for sale. Bernie won't take money from McDonald's or their like, so he can help their low-wage workers when they organize to strike. Bernie won't take money from Dick Cheney's Halliburton. He'll resist the profiteers' war cries unless the danger's certain. And for Bernie, Black Lives Matter. So do women and the poor. And as for refugees from over the seas, Bernie wouldn't slam the door. But you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you can't buy Bernie. Oh, no, you cannot buy an honest guy. No, you can't buy an incorruptible guy. Bernie's kind and Bernie's just, so you should vote for a candidate we can trust, 'cause Bernie's not for sale. Not to Monsanto.